It is a static GK compilation 4. Let us start. Which is not administered by a Lieutenant Governor. Chandigarh. Which physical quantity have the same dimensions? Work and torque. The United Nations declared 2011 as which international year? Youth. Which is a cash crop? Rubber. Who was the first chairman of Planning Commission? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Which is mostly cold-blooded animal? Shark. By whom are the Chief Justice and other judges of the High Court are appointed? President. Which soil is most suited for tea plantation? Acidic. Coins of which Muslim ruler been image Devi Lakshmi? Muhammad Gori. By which an element is best characterized? By its atomic number. Which is the maximum spoken language in the world? Mandarin. Which is the longest passenger rail route in India? Kanyakumari and Jammu Tawi. Which was not included in the Eightfold Path prescribed by Buddha? Right knowledge. Darwin finches refers to group of which creature? Birds. At where were the high courts in India first started? Bombay, Madras, Calcutta. Which electromagnetic radiation has the smallest wavelength? Gamma rays. Evergreen oak forests are found at the highest between the height between how many meters? 2700 and 4000 meters. In which language did Buddha preach? Pali. In which year Swarna Jayanti Gram Swa Rojgar Yojana came into being? April 1999. Country is the new member of International Coffee Organization, Vietnam. Of which dried flower buds are used as a spice? Cloves. In which time does a ship crosses dateline from west to east? 1 day. Which ruler assumed the title of Hazrat-i-Allah? Sher Shah Suri. By whom is the conditions of service and tenure of the election commissioner prescribed? Parliament. Where is the headquarters of the African Export and Import Bank? Egypt. What is an upper air wind system with very high velocities in certain parts of the atmosphere? Jet stream. By whom was Deen-e-Ilahi was accepted? Birbal. What is deficit financing? Spending in excess of revenue. Which state has no Panchayati Raj institution at all? Nagaland. Where is the main hunting ground for the blue whales located? Arctic Ocean. Where did the INA trials took place? Red Fort, Delhi. How are the magnetic field lines in the middle of the solenoid? Parallel to the axis. The Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty came into force in which year? 1970. The United Nations declared 2010 as which international year? Seafarer. Which is called Herring Pond? Atlantic Ocean. Who started the Bhudan movement? Acharya Vinoba Bhave. Which of appointment is not made by the President of India? Speaker of the Lok Sabha. What is used in preparing matchsticks? Red phosphorus. Which is the home of Alfonso Mango? Ratnagiri. Of which sutra is the theme of the concept of Eightfold Path? Dharma Chakra Pravartana Sutra. Dharma Chakra Parivartana Sutra. On which tax is the minimum effect of direct taxes? Income tax. Where were the first coffee farms established by English? Chikmagalur district. In human body, which hormone regulates the blood calcium and Phosphate. Parathyroid hormone. Which state does not cultivate wheat? Tamil Nadu. Who wrote the Kalpasutra? Bhadrabahu. What minimum age is required to contest for presidency? 35 years. Who received Nobel Prize twice for the same subject? Marie Curie. In which place was Asia's first export processing zone (EPZ) set up? Canada. In which latitudes are the seasonal contrast maximum? Mid-latitude. During which ruler did Bernier visit India? Shah Jahan. When was the National Development Council set up? 1952. How are the representatives of the Union Territories in Lok Sabha chosen? Direct elections. Which are the actinides elements with atomic numbers? From 89 to 103. Which year is celebrated as International Year of Water Cooperation? 2013. When is World Poetry Day recognized by the UNESCO observed? March 21. Which is the longest railway platform? Kharagpur, India. Which gas comes out during the photosynthesis? Oxygen. What is the age of retirement of the judges of the High Court? 62 years. What is the most suitable unit for expressing nuclear radius? Fermi. Who is the author of the book Hindu Way of Life? Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. In the short run, a producer, how long continues his production? Fixed cost. Which is the largest mosque in India? Jama Masjid. Absorption of water by root occurs in the region of which part? Root hairs. What is the transfer of energy through matters from particle to particle? Conduction. The monuments at Khajuraho belongs to the period of which ruler? Chandalas. When the Vice President officiates as President, whose salary does he draw? President. Which is the anti-knocking compound used in petrol engines? Tetraethyl lead. Where did the first nuclear explosion in India takes place? Pokhran. Which last atmospheric layer has an altitude greater than 80 kilometers? Thermosphere. Kanchi was the capital of which ruler? Pallavas. Which place does buyer's market denote? The demand exceeds the supply. Which component of plants receive stimulus for flowering? Leaves. Which is the largest committee of Parliament of India? Estimates Committee. In which year was Goa captured by the Portuguese? 1510 AD. In which process the internal energy of a system remains constant? Isothermal. When is the National Science Day celebrated in India? February 28. The United Nations adopted a Charter of Economic Rights in which year? 1974. Which was the first fort constructed by the British in India? Fort St. George. Silviculture is the branch of botany. What do we study in that? Development of forest. Who was the first foreign minister of Free India? Jawaharlal Nehru. Chlorine acts as a bleaching agent only in the presence of which thing? Moisture. Where was the seat of first republic of the world in 6th century BC? Vaishali. What was the principal source of revenue to the state government in India? Sales tax. Jointed appendages are characteristics of which phylum? Arthropoda. Of which country Indian constitution closely follows the constitutional system? UK. During adiabatic compression of gas, what is its temperature? Rises. How much is the portion of the Earth's surface covered with water roughly? 2/3. During the time of Harshavardhana, where was the great Buddhist assembly held? Prayag. In which policy India had opted for mixed economy? Industrial Policy of 1948. Plant and animals living in a particular area, what is it called? Community. Which ocean does not have a north and south submarine ridge? Pacific Ocean. To whom is the phrase the light of Asia applied? Buddha. Which year is celebrated as International Year of Biodiversity? 2010. Which pair of metals are supposed to constitute the internal core of the earth? Nickel and iron. Which was the Mughal emperor who died to a sudden fall from the staircase? Humayun. Which tissue in man where no cell division occurs after birth? Nerves. What does the power of judicial review ensure? The constitutionality of laws. Which physical quantities don't have same dimensions? Force and pressure.